Good morning, students. I welcome you all to today's virtual class. Dear students, we all are fond of listening stories. आम समस्त गप शुणा को भल लगे. We generally listen stories from mothers, our grandmothers, and sometimes your teachers also tell you stories while they teaching their lesson. But what is the value of story in education? Story enables a child or helps a child to increase his word power and imaginary powers. So dear students, today we shall discuss a story in your class 10th English book, and the title of the story is The Village Judge. So let's go to the smartboard and start our class. Dear students, before going into the story, we must know who is the author or writer of the story. गोटे गप बा कोनोसी गोटे प्रबंध पढ़ा पूर्व आम प्रथमे तांकर लेखक बा अथर परिचय जानिबा आवश्यक. सो द स्टोरी द विलेज जज इट रिटन बाय मुंशी प्रेमचंद, एंड मुंशी प्रेमचंद वाज अ रिनाउंड राइटर इन हिंदी लिटरेचर. ही वाज बोर्न on 31st July 1880, and he has written a number of stories, novels in Hindi, and therefore he is known as the Shakespeare of Hindi literature, and otherwise he is also known as Upanyas Samrat. And dear students, Munshi Premchand's stories are mainly based on village life. So today we will discuss a story written by him, and next we know what is the story about. So this story is based on the friendship of two friends. Although these two friends, they belong to different communities, भिन्न संप्रदाय रा थिले. One is from Muslim community and other is from Hindu community, but they developed a strong bond of friendship. They were childhood friends. ସେମାନେ ଛୋଟ ବେଳର ସାଙ୍ଗ ଥିଲେ, ବହୁତ ଭଲ ସାଙ୍ଗ ଥିଲେ. But situation change ହେଇଛି, and there was a turning point in their friendship, and the two friends, they had to decide between what is wrong or right and their friendship or enmity. So let's start our story. Before starting our story, I will show you another picture. Dear students, look, this is the picture of a village panchayat or gram sabha. So in ancient days there was no court. Ancient आगे कौनसी कोर्ट नथिला. So when a conflict arises between the people, जते बेले कौनसी प्रकार conflict बा dispute विवाद हुए, they took the matter to the panchayat, and the panch means the judges. These judges, they solved the matter, and the people, they were bound to follow the decision of the panch. So this panchayat, this village panchayat had an important role to play in this story. So let's start our story, and we must know what are the characters or what are the main characters of the story. So dear students, there are mainly 5 characters of the story in the story Village Judge, written by the famous writer Munshi Premchand. So what are the important characters? First, Algu Chaudhary, then Juman Sheikh. Dear student, I have already told you that this is the story about the friendship of two friends, and these are the two friends, Algu Chaudhary and Juman Sheikh. They were very good friends, not good friends but best friends. Okay, then there is another character in the story. आउ गोटे मुख्य चरित्र कौन सेटा ना करीमन. ताले करीमन किए? करीमन is Juman's wife. Okay, and another important character in the story, आउ गोटे मुख्य चरित्र ए गल्पर होची Juman's aunt, and another character is Sanju Sao. So there are mainly 5 characters of the story. Okay, so now we will start the story with its important points. Important points माध्यम में तुमको explain करबी the entire story. And dear students, today we only cover the first part of the story. Students, I have told you that Juman Sheikh and Algu Chaudhary, they were very good friends, and they had a great bond of friendship. फ्रेंडशिप तांको संगटे माने बहुत भलो सांग दे तांको भितरे बहुत बंधुत्व थिला बट जुमान शेख he had an aunt and his aunt was old and dependent se jane old and dependent lady thile जुमान शेख कर aunt but she had a property tankar kiti sampatti thila and Juman persuaded his aunt to transfer the property in his name तो जुमान कौन कले ना आंटी को कन्विंस कले परस्यूट कले जे तांकर प्रॉपर्टी टा जुमान नारे कर देबे तो आंट राजी हेले की देखिबा द नेक्स्ट पॉइंट यस आंट ट्रांसफर हर प्रॉपर्टी आंट कर जो प्रॉपर्टी थला कहा को से ट्रांसफर कर देले टू जुमान एंड इन रिटर्न जुमान कौन प्रॉमिस कला दैट he take care of his aunt then some days किछि दिनो aunt was taken great care aunt को बहुत केयर करा गला he looks after her well for some time but when Juman's wish was fulfilled जुमान तेरे इच्छा पूर्ण ही ये थी संपत्ति ता पाको पळे आसी जुमान and his wife who is wife the wife के तेरे was his wife ना Kariman so Juman and Kariman's attitude towards their aunt changed they became very rude and harsh to their aunt for sometimes aunt tolerated everything but now it is beyond her tolerance level किंतु वर्तमान से आउ सही पारले नहीं है तो तापर से जुमान को कौन कहले ना सी आस्क्स फॉर अलाउंस से कौन कहउचंती आंट जुमान को कौन कहउचंती ना मते गोटे मंथली अलाउंस दियो किछि मासिक खर्च दियो जहा द्वारा कि आई विल सेट अप ए सेपरेट किचन मो पय मोर सेपरेट किचन करि परिबी तो डिड जुमान एग्री जुमान एग्री कला नो जुमान डिड नॉट एग्री ही रिफ्यूजेस से रिफ्यूज करूची ओके एंड देन व्हाट डिड आंट देन डू फर्स्ट आमे समझते चाहू फैमिली मैटर को फैमिली सॉल्व करिया पे जेते सेटा हुएनी then we knock the door of the court the sticks empty aunt also he seeks the help of the panchayat because at that time the matter was solved in the panchayat and aunt also went to Algu Chaudhary who was Algu was Juman's best friend he also went to Algu but first Algu denied to go to the panch but when aunt said that you refused to go to the panchayat because of a quarrel तम भीतर झगड़ा हबा कहि कि तो जचिबा को चाहुनु तो that sentence changed Algu decision and he went to the panch then student then देखिबा कोन हैला कहि कि okay so when they met under the tree the village of the people of the village they gathered under the tree panchayat basila so first Juman Sheikh was asked to nominate the punch, but Juman Sheikh denied. Juman Sheikh मना कला मु punch judge बाछी भी नहीं करी. Then when aunt was asked to nominate the punch, कहा को से judge भावरे aunt nominate कले that Algu Chaudhary. Algu Chaudhary को से who was Juman's best friend is now nominated as the punch. ताको पंच कराया गला to decide the case, to decide the conflict, to decide the dispute among whom? Among Juman's and Juman's aunt. So who has to decide? The Algu Chaudhary. So जब Algu Chaudhary को कहा जाए पंच कराया गला, so कौन reaction इतना? What would be the reaction of Juman's? Yes, so बहुत खुशी है गला because he was confident से पूरा confident था. Now Algu Chaudhary would take a decision that would in favor of me, in favor of Juman. But सेमती हला की. Okay, dear students. So after great deliberation comes to the conclusion that जते बेरे विचार कला कि Algu Chaudhary he came to a decision. से decision असला and say time रे he has no value for his friendship and he gave a decision that Juman must give the aunt an allowance. Juman aunt को गोटे मासिक खर्च देबा और see he will return the property. Whose property? Aunt's property because the property belonged to aunt. So now it was decided that either Juman Sheikh will give his aunt and monthly allowance or he will now return the property. So dear students एटी देखो अलगू चौधरी he could hear the voice of his conscience तार विवेक अनुमोदित से कार्य कला and he could take a fair and impartial judgment निरपेक्ष भाव से विचार करी पाला because now he is the village judge, now he is the punch. So after taking such decision, what happened to their friendship? Now Juman became very angry at the decision. What is the decision? That now he has to give a monthly allowance to aunt or he will return the property. So he was very angry at the decision and he stopped talking to Algu. Algu से तो से कथा बार्ता करिया बंद कर दिला. It means due to the decision, although the decision was fair, although the decision was impartial, but due to the decision, the friendship between Algu Chaudhary and Juman Sheikh now came to an end. So, dear students, today we discussed the first part of the story, The Village Judge, written by Munshi Premchand. तो हमें देखी लो that the story is between two friends, Algu Chaudhary and Juman Sheikh. And now in the first part, Algu Chaudhary was the judge who had to choose between his friendship or the impartial judgment, but he became impartial and gave a fair justice to aunt. So in the next class we will discuss the second part of the story. Thank you.